Welcome to the Fear and Greed Business News Afternoon Report for Wednesday, the 20th of March, 2024. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, the S&P ASX 200 closed down just a touch to 7,696 points. Not a huge amount going on following the Reserve Bank meeting yesterday and US interest rate deliberations tonight. Energy stocks did best on the back of higher oil prices, while utilities and tech stocks were sold off. But I wouldn't really want to overstate the movements. Not much happened, basically. The banks were lower, the big miners higher, the retailers were mixed. One standout was REA Group, which jumped nearly 5%. Woolies was the worst of the large caps, down more than 1%. In corporate news, mining giant South32 declined 4% after withdrawing its Australian manganese output guidance due to significant damage caused by Cyclone Megan at the Groote Eylandt port in the Northern Territory. Now, that cyclone system has been downgraded to a tropical low and is expected to bring heavy rainfall and possible flooding in the territory. And Rio Tinto will invest $535 million in its Rincon lithium plant in Argentina as it works to begin production by the end of the year. Story number 2, super fund returns were up for the 4th consecutive month in February, with the median growth fund delivering 1.9% over the period, taking the 4-month return to 9%. That's huge. Imagine if that kept going. The annual return would be about 27%. Not bad. A better way, perhaps, to think about it is how your super fund has gone in the first 8 months of the financial year. Well, according to Chant West, the median fund is up 6.7%. Still pretty good. The success in February reflects international share markets and ongoing resilience in the US economy. Australian shares were also higher, but not by as much as some other markets. Growth funds have, on average, about 55% invested in shares, meaning there's 45% in other assets. Story number 3, Amcor boss Ron Delia is leaving the world's largest consumer packaging group after 9 years as CEO for health reasons. The announcement that the 52-year-old was leaving sent Amcor's share price down 3%. Amcor operates 210 packaging factories in 43 countries, producing bottles, plastic pouches, wraps and containers. Recently, the company said it will cut jobs and close some plants in response to weaker consumer demand. We wish Ron Delia all the best. Story number 4, a survey of global fund managers by Bank of America found that they are more bullish than they've been at any time over the past couple of years. The survey says fundies think the risk of a global recession is receding, and the most popular trade is still the Magnificent 7 US stocks. Notwithstanding all that commentary recently that they might have had their day, fundies are also relatively keen on Japanese equities. That's after interest rates rose this week in that economy. They also like Bitcoin and cash, but they're not overly confident in Chinese equities. And story number 5, Reddit Inc. lists on the New York Stock Exchange tomorrow night, and its fate will rest in part in the hands of its users, known as Redditors. That's because the company has reserved about 8% of its long-awaited public offering for its most prolific users, including volunteer moderators who help tame the platform. The shares won't be subject to a lockup, meaning the owners can sell them on the opening day of trading, according to a story on Bloomberg. The company is seeking to raise as much as $748 million US. It will begin trading tomorrow night. As I mentioned, the novel share plan to give users shares is not without risk, though. Plenty of Redditors have been combative with the site, launching revolts over everything from racism on the platform to executive staffing decisions. It will be interesting to watch, no doubt about that. That's it for the afternoon report for Wednesday, the 20th of March, 2024. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Facebook. Join Michael Thompson and I tomorrow morning for the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed, the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.